What's up, fuckers, and welcome back to another rebuild here on NBA 2K23 Next Gen. In today's video, we have the Chicago Bulls, one of the deeper teams in the Eastern Conference, in my opinion. A team that just last season was a 1 seed for a good chunk of the beginning of the season, ended up losing Lonzo Ball to a knee injury, ended up with 46 wins and being a 6 seed. This team is definitely talented, and our goal today is to get them another championship. So last season was also DeMar DeRozan's first season with the Chicago Bulls, and it did not disappoint, to say the least. I have his stats pulled up right now. He averaged almost 28 points, over 5 rebounds, almost 5 assists per game. Really, really good first season here with the Chicago Bulls. Pair that with Zach LaVine, who signed a nice big extension this offseason. It's a really good 1-2 punch. We still have Lonzo Ball on this team. We have a whole bunch of other pieces. And I think this team, especially in 2K here, who's a big fan of the Bulls, is only a move or two away from being a championship contender. We're going to get into the roster and everything in just a second, but real quick before we do, of course, if you guys are new around here, if not yet subscribed to the channel, we are on the road to 30K, and we'd love to have you hop along for the ride. It's a great community. I appreciate you all. And finally, let me know any other current rebuilds, historic rebuilds, rebuild challenges you guys do want to see down below in the comment section. Of course, I mentioned every video, but I'm trying to get as many current rebuilds out as possible for the actual start of the NBA season. But we have the Chicago Bulls team right now that is a very good team. I have very high hopes. Let's hop in. Let's go ahead and take a look at this current Chicago Bulls roster. Now, it is a pretty deep roster in my opinion. You might be sitting here saying, no, it's not. Nobody actually thinks of the Bulls as a deep roster. Well, they actually kind of are. And let's go ahead, kind of explain to you my thought process a little bit. So Lonzo Ball, he's somebody that's probably not going to be able to start this season in real life, which really does suck because I really do like his addition to this team. Really like how he complements LaVine and DeRozan. Unfortunately, injuries happen. I believe it was a small meniscus tear and something happened. A little bit of a setback in his rehab or whatever it was. But it really does suck because I think he's a really good playmaker, really good defensive guard, a really good piece of this team. But we'll figure it out. Obviously, we don't play with injuries on, so it doesn't matter. He's going to play for us. We have Alex Caruso, the young GOAT, came over from Los Angeles. He's somebody that I like a lot. Unfortunately, he's somebody that does end up progressing, and I know that because typically I'm able to sign him eventually as like a 75 overall on a really cheap minimum contract. So we'll see what we end up doing with him. And I only say that because we have this man right here. We have Io, and Io is somebody who definitely does progress. He's 22 years old. He potentially could eventually find his way into the starting lineup. And I'm not saying that with 100% certainty. I'm just saying it's a possibility. We do have Goran Dragic here as well, who came over this past offseason from the Brooklyn Nets. I don't think I'll probably end up playing him. I think the reason they kind of signed him was maybe for probably a couple reasons. I'd say one being the maybe a little bit nervous for Lonzo Ball's injury. That kind of does make sense for me. You get a good veteran in here. And two being the playoff experience. I think that's definitely a really big and really underrated thing that not a lot of teams kind of take into consideration sometimes. We have Zach LaVine signed that big fat contract extension here in Chicago in this offseason. Honestly, I'm happy he stayed. I'm obviously not a Bulls fan. I have no loyalties to the Bulls whatsoever, but it makes the most sense, in my opinion, for Zach to stay, and he ended up doing that. We have Kobe White, who was a, number 7 overall pick in 2019? Yes, he was. I'm not going to sit here and say he hasn't been the best, but he hasn't maybe necessarily panned out to what they thought he was going to be, but he's here. We'll figure out what we're going to do with him eventually. We have Dalen Terry here as well. And then, obviously, in my opinion, probably the best player on this team, Mr. DeMar DeRozan, used to be somebody who unbelievably hard and unbelievably that sounds weird, regressed super fast in 2K is what I'm trying to say. It kind of sucks, and I don't think it's probably going to happen today. I think they've kind of fixed it for the most part. I don't really think he's going to regress as much, but we're going to figure out what we're going to do with him. We have Javonte Green, Patrick Williams, and Derrick Jones Jr. here at the power forward spots. 3 guys that could all be in the rotation. I am very high on Patrick Williams, so I do want to go ahead and get him the most minutes possible. The center spot, I know Nikola Vucevic might not be the biggest fan favorite in Chicago at the time being, but we'll see what we're going to do with him. He actually plays pretty decent here in 2K. Andre Drummond signed a 1-year contract with this team in free agency. We have Tony Bradley and Marko Simonovic. So it's a pretty deep team. There's a lot of depth on this team. We definitely do have to make a move or two, though. There's just too much depth at certain spots. Let's get into some trades. We're going to be acquiring John Concar here from the Memphis Grizzlies. We're going to send them Goran Dragic and Tony Bradley. I know I just gave the whole speech about Dragic being a good piece to have while Lonzo's out and for the playoffs, but here in 2K, I'm not really worried about veteran depth for the playoffs, and obviously Lonzo's playing. So John Concar is going to come in, going to be my new backup small forward. Maybe we'll know the one position we were lacking a little bit behind DeMar DeRozan. And, I'm going to see if I can maybe find another trade or two. My little bit of a predicament right now is I have 3 point guards that are all more than capable of playing. And I really do want to play Io, and I want to get him minutes. I feel like I'll get crucified if I trade Alex Caruso, so I'm in a little bit of a tough spot right now. Obviously, Lonzo's not going anywhere, so we're going to figure out something. It's going to be Levine and Kobe White. I'm actually probably going to send Taylor Terry down to the G League, but other than that, we're going to have to figure out what it's going to be. So I'm either going to make a trade that some of you might not like, or I'm going to see you guys the rotation. We're going to be sending Derek Jones Jr. in a second-round draft pick over to Miami for a 2027 unprotected first in Haywood Highsmith. Now, this is a deal I do a lot, and if it wasn't the only first-round pick I was offered for Derek Jones Jr., I would not do this deal. But I want the first-round pick. We have Javonte Green. We have Patrick Williams at the power forward spot. We really don't need a third player there. So I'm probably going to end up keeping Ayo and Caruso for now. A tough decision is definitely going to have to be made this offseason, but as it is and how it stands now, I'm probably going to go 11-man rotation, and that does not happen often. So let's go ahead and set this rotation. I hate 11-man rotations, and it's for this reason specifically. I think in 2K, and I think a lot of you probably agree with this, when you play your starters a whole lot more minutes, it typically works out where you get a lot more wins and you get a lot more playoff success. So the depth on this team is good. I think we all can agree on that. I don't love having 3 point guards. I don't really think it's a necessity, but I don't want to get crucified for trading Alex Caruso. So we're going to go with 3 point guards, and here's how it's going to look. It's Lonzo Ball, Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, Patrick Williams, and Nikola Vucevic. It's a good starting 5. Is it the best in the league? Probably not. 2K loves the Bulls, though. They end up winning the championship a very decent amount in year 1 when I do other rebuilds with other teams. Maybe we'll get lucky and it'll happen to us today. We have Ayo coming off the bench as our 6-man, followed by Andre Drummond, Alex Caruso, Javonte Green, Kobe White, and John Concar. There's also a world that maybe I just don't give John Concar minutes and maybe I have 2 backup point guards. We will see. If we end up sucking through simulation, I will definitely go ahead and readjust the rotation. Of course, I'll show you guys that. As of now, this is a good team, and this is a team that I'm hoping can maybe be a top 4 seed here in the East. I'll see you guys at the end of year 1. We wrap up year 1 going 52-30 as Luka Doncic is well on his way to winning probably his 28th MVP award. Here in year 1s of my videos, yeah, it happens every time. Jabari Smith Jr., Rookie of the Year. I mean, these awards pretty much stay the same. Mitchell Robinson, Depoy. I don't see that one a ton. I'll give 2K some credit. Trey Jones, Most Improved, Nate McMillan, Coach of the Year. We go 52-30, as I mentioned, and that's a pretty good year in my opinion. That was good enough for a 4 seed here in the East. I would definitely say all those teams ahead of us are better. I would say there's teams below us that are better. Definitely the Celtics, definitely the Bucks. I mean, Kyrie and KD, they're better. Come on. That's just my opinion. I've tweeted out my predictions on where I think the standings will end up. You're more than welcome to see my thoughts on those. But as of now, we're here in 2K and we're worried about the playoffs. We have DeMar DeRozan leading us in scoring, followed by Zach LaVine, Nikola Vucevic. Nice double-double for Vuce. I'll take that. We have Lonzo Ball, Andre Drummond, White, Patty Williams, Ayo, Caruso, Javonte Green, John Concar. It's a deep team, and it's a team that has a lot of minutes spread out in various locations. We have the Celtics here in round 1. Obviously, this team was in the finals. They represented the Eastern Conference last year, and it's a very good team. It's also a team with a whole lot of depth, and they're definitely better than us. I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat it. I can tell you for almost 100% certainty that they're the better team. Now, will the better team win? I have no idea. We are going to Game 7 here in round 1, and we end up losing. So, I've seen a lot of the time the Bulls win the finals in year 1. You all know that. It doesn't always translate when you're going ahead and doing it here when you're taking control of the team. I think you all probably know that as well. So, Celtics made it to the finals. They're taking on the New Orleans Pelicans, and the Pelicans win in 6 games. And the Zion hype has not even remotely slowed down here in 2K. So, we are here into the offseason, our first of 2. I definitely have a couple goals, and I'm definitely going to piss off some people, and I just want to pre-apologize for that, because just know it's definitely coming. Let's hit the draft lottery. We definitely don't have a pick in here, but let's just go ahead and see the top 3, top 5. It's Pistons, Thunder, Rockets, Jazz, and Magic. Congrats to the Detroit Pistons for landing themselves Victor Wembanyama. Billy Donovan's here. He's definitely not the best head coach in the world. He's decent enough. He carried this team, not carried, but he helped this team win 52 games. And we'll give him one more year. If we're maybe not making a little bit, or maybe not enough progress by this point next year, we'll definitely go ahead and move on, look for a new head coach. We do have the 21st overall pick via the Portland Trail Blazers. I'll see what I'm going to end up doing with it. We have a lot of depth on this team. There's not really anybody here I'd love to trade. Maybe I'll trade John Concar in that pick. Try to move up a little bit and see if I can get maybe somebody who I can throw into the rotation right now who's maybe a little bit younger. Maybe a little bit better than John Concar, honestly. So, let's see if we can find a trade. The Charlotte Hornets have the 11th overall selection. I think moving up from 21 to 11 would be more than feasible for me. I'll throw in John Concar as well. They don't want to do it. How about if I just throw you? I have 1 second-round pick. Holy shit. Okay, thank God that went through. we now have the 11th overall selection. Again, it's not going to be anybody that's going to be make or break to this video. It's going to hopefully be somebody that we can throw in the rotation. Cameron Whitmore, honestly, that's exactly what I was kind of looking for. We also have Derek Whitehead here. He's somebody I do draft a lot, though. I also see Amen Thompson's here. Hauser Thompson's here as well. I know he's highly ranked in real life, but I know Cameron Whitmore is good. I think you've all seen him in these rebuilds before. I'm going strictly based off of how good they are in this video, not how good I think they're going to be in real life. We have Cameron Whitmore as a 78 overall, so he definitely hops into that rotation. He's definitely going to fill a spot. Also, maybe could have looked for a new backup center, but that's fine by me. We are definitely bringing back Patrick Williams. Everybody else is free to leave. We enter free agency. Io's a free agent. Kobe White's a free agent. We definitely don't want to let these guys go. They are key pieces to this rotation. So, Javonte Green, also a free agent. Okay, that is definitely pretty important. I'm actually going to give Javonte Green a 2-year deal. 2-year deal, around $3 million a year. Work for you? Io is also not under bird rights, which makes me a little bit concerned. Let me go and find him. Oops, excuse me. Was he a second round pick? I think. Was he a second round pick? Yes, he was. Well, that makes, what the fuck? That makes sense then. That definitely makes sense. But we do have the money to sign him, so I'm definitely going to be bringing him back. I do not just want to let him go. Drummond is, where was Nikola Vucevic? Okay, let's slow down a little bit right here. We got Javonte and Io back. I need to bring back Vucevic. Do I not have bird rights on him or like any sort of rights? No? Okay. That's sick. That's not the way I thought this rebuild was going to go. Let me look up Nikola Vucevic. Vus. I mean, no. Okay. So I can pay him that much? Like, what? How does this work? And he agreed to the contract? Is it going to let me even sign him? I have no idea how it let him bring him back, but it did, and that's all I'm really worried about right now. Okay. Well, we didn't really lose too much. Okay, I definitely want to bring Kobe White back. Yeah, I need to pay him. Hopefully that everything else works itself out. I officially gave Kobe White a contract. Probably could have given him his qualifying offer. Might have simplified some things for me. But we get him back. All right, at this point in time, the only move I'm probably going to make is finding a new backup center. And unfortunately, I'm probably going to move on from Alex Caruso. I don't want him to run another 11-man rotation. I need a backup center. Let's go ahead and find something that works out for the best. So, I'm honestly pretty content with this team. I think if Patrick Williams does not continue to progress, I'll probably look to maybe get an upgrade at the power forward spot. But as of now, I'm very fine with him being my backup, or excuse me, my starting power forward. So I think that potential is there. There's really no reason to screw it up right now. Let's go ahead and see if I can, like Nick Claxton. It's actually a really good backup center option. Is he a free agent after this year? He is. That's probably why we're able to try, honestly get him for Alex Caruso. But you know what? I'm still going to go ahead and I'm going to do it. We're going to go straight up. Alex Caruso for Nicholas Claxton. Welcome to Chicago Bulls. This team's all set. I'll see you guys at the start of year 2. I thought they kind of pumped the brakes on the whole regression thing for DeMar DeRozan. Unfortunately, it appears that they did not. He was an 89 overall. He's now down to an 86. Our time with him is probably limited. And it really sucks because I just don't want to sit here and have a player that's just depreciating because of 2K, not in real life, but it sucks. It's Lonzo Ball, Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, Patty Williams, and Nikola Vucevic. We're in a 10-man rotation now, so 5 men off the bench. It's Io, Cameron Whitmore, Nicholas Claxton, Kobe White, and Javonte Green. It's a really good bench in my opinion. It's also a really good starting lineup, and one that I'm hoping can get out of the first round this year. I'll see you guys at the end of year 2. A little bit of a better record here to end year 2. We go 57-25. I'm hoping that was good enough for maybe a top 2 seed here in the East. Mr. Luka Doncic, another MVP. Cason Wallace wins Rookie of the Year. He was number 16 overall pick. I give 2K credit. It's pretty cool to see somebody, outside like a top 3 or 4 pick win Rookie of the Year sometimes, so congrats, Cason Wallace. Alperen Şengün, 6th Man of the Year in Houston. Not really sure who would be starting over him. Chet Holmgren wins Defensive Player of the Year, also does win Most Improved. Nate McMillan, Coach of the Year. I'm assuming the Hawks probably took the 1 spot here in the East, and they did. We take the 3 spots. We were tied with the Cavs at 57 wins. The Pacers win 52 games. They have Jordan Poole now. And Clint Capella. All right, pretty interesting. Let's take a look at the stat, on the year and see how we ended up doing. Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, still our good 1-2 punch. I'm very happy to have them both here in Chicago. Nikola Vucevic, Alonzo Ball, Cameron Whitmore, pretty solid rookie campaign for his role in the minutes he was getting. Followed by Io, Kobe White, Patrick Williams. I like Patrick Williams a lot. I just don't know, especially if we don't win a championship this year, if he's really going to be a feasible option, continuing at the starting power forward spot moving forward. Now, that's not me saying I want to get rid of him. He just might have to move to a bench spot. We got a rematch of last year's first round. We're taking on the Boston Celtics, who are a 6 seed this year. Again, really talented team. Jesus Christ. They added Colin Sexton. I mean, this team is probably still better than us. I'm not really sure how they're a 6 seed, to be honest, but I'm hopefully going to beat them. This is a really tough first round matchup. This is probably the hardest first round matchup. We're going to Game 7, and we win this time in 7 games. Moving on to the Philadelphia 76ers. James Harden, Tyrese Maxey, Sid Cisse, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, Tobias Harris, Joel Embiid. They have Melton off the bench, Larry Nance Jr., DeLon Wright. 7-seeded 76ers upset the 2-seeded Cleveland Cavaliers. We are going to be hopefully winning in 5, and nope, come on. Oh, God, here we go. It's every goddamn video. Somebody blows either a 3-0 lead or a 3-1 lead. I mean, it just happens every video. 2K acts like this is something that happens every year. I'm kind of getting annoyed by it, but you know what? There's really not much I can do at this point. We blow a 3-0 lead. Like, in any other situation, like if I came back, hypothetically, if I came back from being down 3-0, that would probably be a very good title to my video. But it happens so often now that it's really not even that crazy. You know what I'm saying? Warriors go on to win another finals. Congrats, the dynasty has not ended. Let's hit the draft lottery. We are probably not going to be having any picks. I don't think I traded. Oh my God, look at the Thunder. Holy shit. I mean, like, that's just ridiculous. I don't even know what to do about that. Like, that's... I'm getting rid of Billy Donovan. I'm moving on. I want a new head coach. Who are my options here? Nobody too great. Steve Nash, no, you. I need him. I need Mike Stauffer right now. I do. I honestly do. I haven't signed him in a minute as my head coach. I've honestly, recently anyways, been kind of keeping the head coaches of the teams I've been doing rebuilds with. I need to get rid of Billy Donovan, and I'm very happy that I was able to get Mike Stauffer, who is not a real head coach, but you all know. He's has very good ratings here. All right, Lonzo declines his option. He's definitely somebody I want to get back. Io's a free agent. Wait, what? Oh, shit. Did I give him a contract? I definitely did. I gave him a contract during moratorium. That's why he's a free agent. Patrick Williams also a free agent. Patrick Williams is somebody I might pay. Because I know that... do we not... son of a bitch. Why don't I have any sort of rights on Lonzo? What is going on right now? This is just 2K at its finest. If I lose Lonzo Ball for nothing, I'm going to be really, really pissed. Okay, it's going to let me pay him because I have the money, but hopefully that doesn't restrict me from signing guys like Claxton or Patty Williams. Like, you're telling me I have bird rights on Nick Claxton, but not Patrick Williams? A little bit ridiculous to me. Okay. In order to save money, I might give Patrick Williams a qualifying, but I also need Lonzo Ball. What the fuck? Why do I not have rights on anybody? What is going on today? This game is ridiculous. I'm not just going to let DeMar go. I didn't even know he was a free agent. This game is, it's testing me today. It's really testing me today. We have the money. I don't know if it's going to let me bring both these guys back. I honestly have no idea. And I don't want to renounce anybody else here. These are obviously my number 1 and number 2 priorities. And hopefully lets me bring them. Okay, it did. I don't know what's going on right now. I'm going to pay Patrick Williams. It looks like I lost out on Nick Claxton. That's fine. It's not the end of the world. Patrick Williams back. And now I want Io back. Let me go first name here. I mean, this is just like kind of adding unnecessary stress to my rebuild right now, and I can't even pay Io. This fucking game. All right. Well, that's a swift kick in the dick. We're going to make some moves right now. You might not be a fan of some of them, but they definitely have to be made. We're going to go ahead and make this trade here with the Toronto Raptors. We're sending DeMar back to Toronto, and we're going to get Pascal Siakam. He's going to be starting for me at my power forward spot. It's an upgrade over Patrick Williams and one that I honestly kind of need to make. So DeMar Derozan was just going to continue to regress. He's not playing bad for me. There's really no reason for me to trade him besides 2K's bullshit regression system. So not a move I want to make, but a move that I kind of need to make. So welcome to the team, Pascal Siakam. Going to be my new starting power forward. And yeah, to be honest with you, I'm not very happy about it. But it's a move that I think is smart and hopefully one that's going to translate into us winning a championship. Because it sucks because I wanted to get DeMar I wanted to get DeMar a ring. But it just didn't work out right now. So what I'm going to think about right now is if I'm confident in Cameron Whitmore being my starting small forward moving forward. I don't know the answer to that question right now. I think he had a really good rookie season for the role that he got. But here in a championship contender, I don't really know if that's going to be good enough. So at this point in time, we're going to go ahead and make some sort of trade. Whether it's for a huge new player starting at small forward or just a role piece, That's still to be determined. I'll see you guys with whatever move we end up making. I decided to go with the latter, and it is going to be a little bit of a smaller trade for a role piece, and that's going to be Baba Miller here from the Indiana Pacers. He was the 18th overall pick in the 2023 NBA draft, and apparently just did not even play a goddamn minute last year. But we're going to go ahead and trade Case and Wallace for him, because I already have Kobe White, and I don't really need to go ahead and keep Case and Wallace. So Baba Miller is going to come in here. He's going to back up Cameron Whitmore. I'm confident enough in his rookie season that he just had in order to go ahead and give him the keys to the castle at the starting small forward spot. So we know it. We do need to go ahead and sign a new backup point guard, and I think Javonte Green's going to get traded for either a point guard or a backup center. So probably one of the final trades we're going to make, and then we're just going to go ahead and sign somebody else at whichever respective position we do not trade for. Javonte Green, I'm not getting a single legitimate point guard or center option here. Like what? All right. Well, that kind of sucks. Honestly, no, I'm not giving up a first-round pick for Amir Coffey. I was going to say I'll take him and then go ahead and trade him. I don't even know. I genuinely have no idea. Not a single center. I'm out of second-round picks, aren't I? Son of a bitch. All right, well, we're going to be signing some players right now, and this is not really a move I want to do. Brandon Clark's probably going to get matched, I would assume. No, he does not. Io's not restricted, right? I just want to make sure I didn't miss that. Oh, he is restricted. Never mind. I guess I'm not losing out on Io. I'm sure some of you noticed that, and you're like, shut up, dumbass. You're not going to lose him. Okay, well, that maybe that maybe changes some things, because I can obviously match whatever contract he gets now, or if he just ends up accepting his qualifying. That might change a thing or two. Hold on a minute now. We no longer need Javonte Green, so I'm just going to go ahead and trade him for a first-round draft pick. And at this point in time, I tried to find a couple, larger trades that would maybe help out this team a little bit more, and I was not able to do that. So we're just going to go ahead. I'll wait on Io right here. I'm going to let everybody else just go. And, yeah, he's going to probably be our sixth man once again coming off the bench. Thank God he was restricted. I'll see you guys at the start of year 3. I'm definitely still a little bit annoyed that I had to trade DeMar DeRozan in 2K's BS regression system. We're actually going to check on his overall in just a second. I'm sure it's around an 82 right now, but I'm happy to have Pascal Siakam here. I like Pascal Siakam a lot, and I think it's definitely going to help this team hopefully win a championship. So here's how it's going to look. It's Lonzo Ball, Zach LaVine. I'm giving Cameron Whitmore the start at the small forward spot. I'm still a little bit nervous about that one, but he did have a really solid rookie year for his role. Hopefully it translates here into a good spot at small forward. We have Pascal Siakam, obviously a new addition, and then Nikola Vucevic. The bench is actually still relatively good. Io accepted his qualifying offer. Patrick Williams, Baba Miller, Kobe White, and Brandon Clark. Let's head over to the Toronto Raptors right now and just see what overall is going to be for DeMar DeRozan. He's an 83. It's not horrible, but I'm still going to go ahead, and I'm very much happy here with Pascal Siakam and his 87. So we're going with it. I'll see you guys at the end of year 3. We have our best season here in year 3, the final year. We go 60-22. John Morant MVP. Finally good to get a new face, at least, on the MVP award. Mikey Williams wins Rookie of the Year in Miami. He's the 14th overall pick. Again, cool to see somebody outside the top 4 winning it. Deshaun Highland wins 6th Man of the Year. Evan Mobley, Defensive Player of the Year. Dyson Daniels, Most Improved. Mike Stafford wins Coach of the Year. I'll take 16-22 all day, especially with all the moves we had to make. Oh, wow, we weren't even a 1 seed. We were a 2 seed here in the East. Interesting. Yeah, obviously, I'm still upset that I had to trade DeMar. I didn't want to do that. It's just kind of the way the things ultimately worked out. Cameron Whitmore, I'm very happy with that season. It probably wasn't as good as DeMar's season over there in Toronto, but ultimately we got Pascal Siakam as well, so I'm pretty happy with it. We got Charlotte here in round 1. LaMelo Ball, James Bouknight, Leonard Miller, Cameron Johnson, Tingus Pingus, Mark Williams, Dennis Smith Jr. I mean, we should be sweet. Oh, we're not. I can't do it with this fucking game today, bro. Like, what? I'm not even going to yell. I'm at the point where, like, I love this game. I can't deal with this shit anymore. I don't know what Cameron Whitmore's doing. He's shitting the bed. Lonzo, you're fine. I don't know. Siakam, I need more out of you. I don't know. Can't win them all. You just can't win them all. I guess I'll chalk it up to that. I mean, the fucking Pacers. I don't know. I don't know. That's 2K for you. Hopefully you guys still enjoyed. I didn't. Other than that, that wraps this one up. Let me know what else you guys want to see down below in the comment section. Catch y'all in the next one.